Whether you're networking, meeting new people, or just want to make everyday conversation more enjoyable, I've got some fantastic tips for you. So tip number 1 is becoming a great storyteller. Something that is very underrated in conversation is allowing yourself to feel vulnerable and sharing a relatable story about yourself. People love to hear that you have shared experiences, and it's proven that by sharing your stories, you will connect with people on a much deeper level. Believe it or not, some of the best stories that we can share are the ones where we've probably made a mistake or we've done something embarrassing, but we learned something powerful from it. You want to look for opportunities in conversation to share these stories with people, and you'd be surprised at how much they'll open up to you. By doing this, you can show someone that you are in fact human and you're not perfect. And this is one of the best ways to build trust and even admiration. Tip number 2 is to try and add some color or flavor to your conversation by bringing up something that you're interested in. This is a really good one because many people are very hesitant to bring up things that they're interested in because they're afraid of being looked at as weird or even lame. But did you know that there is a strategy that allows you to bring up your hobbies and interests in a very, very natural way? And this strategy comes as an opportunity that's given to us all the time, but people miss it constantly. And believe it or not, all that opportunity is when somebody asks you, "How was your day?" But what happens is a lot of the time, whenever you hear the phrase, "How is your day?" or "How's it going?" we automatically go into small talk mode. We like to give pre-scripted answers such as good or not too bad, and we kind of just glaze over the fact that that was a huge opportunity to let this person know a little bit about ourselves. But the problem is, a lot of the times we've convinced ourselves that subconsciously we don't want to bore the other person by giving them a genuine answer. So the next time that you're in a conversation, rather than letting it fizzle out, why not share a little bit about yourself? You could talk about maybe the fact that you're feeling very sore from a workout and you can start talking about fitness. Or maybe the fact that you're looking forward to a specific TV show that you're going to see later that night, and you can talk about that. And by doing something like this is a very simple way to take charge of a conversation and then allow the person that you're talking to start asking questions or maybe share an interest of theirs. Something that I've learned that is very safe to bring up is having a very deep passion for music. A lot of people either love to play music or have a great appreciation for it, and the conversations always go well. So whatever your hobbies or passions happen to be for yourself, be sure to try and thread it into future conversations and see where they will go. And tip number 3 is to be animated. You want to start using hand gestures or changing the pitch of your voice or even making small jokes. One thing that I find myself doing very often is laughing through my voice.
What's like the biggest... Yes, exactly, Lake McConaughey.
I'll admit that it feels very forced if you don't naturally do this, but listen to anybody who speaks who you would consider to have great charisma. It could be a musician, or it could be a movie star, or even one of your favorite content creators. When you hear that signature sound in their voice, it signals to you that this person is playful. And when you feel that somebody is playful, it allows you to relax and enjoy the conversation as well. And so make an effort to try and be more animated and see how people gravitate towards you. Imagine I did the entire video like this instead. You might find it interesting, but probably not. And I promise that by being more aware of yourself, it might feel a little bit awkward at the start, but eventually you'll adopt these characteristics and it feels incredibly natural. And then finally, tip number 4 is to be a good listener. The ability to carry a conversation and bring up interesting topics is only half the battle. You also want to be able to listen to what somebody is saying, decipher it, and then come up with an articulate response to continue the conversation forward. The whole point of a conversation is not just so that you can speak to someone, but also so that they can speak to you. A lot of the times people feel like they run out of things to say because they're really not listening. They're only listening to hear when someone is finished talking so then they can go ahead and say what they want to say. Not only is it very hard to carry a conversation by yourself, but also it can become a huge turnoff for people when it feels like every single time they finish talking, you have something to say that is going to put the conversation back on yourself as if you weren't listening. So rather than thinking of a conversation as being at a driving range and hitting golf balls all day, think of it as playing catch with someone. People love to feel like they're being heard, and it will make conversations so much more enjoyable. And with that, that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you learned something valuable, and thanks again for watching.